Hello, soul listeners. Welcome to a twin flame journey. I'm Aura, and this is a podcast on twin flames. For more videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Spirituality. It's one of the reasons we are here, living, breathing in a human body. Not only to learn lessons, not only to experience this life in such a way that it can't be compared to what others experience. It can't be labeled, tied down, placed in a box for you to control, but something in the way that it ultimately exists. Everything about it can appear to be chaotic in a nutshell. But spirituality is like sitting at a round table instead of a rectangular one. No one is above anyone else. So just giving some listeners out there a heads up. When this journey is labeled in such a way that it is like a bad romance story, when really it is the most life-altering experience you will ever have, not only will everything around you change, even materialistic things will leave your life. People will leave your life and be replaced with who is meant to be part of it. And even when you unite with your divine counterpart as well. So, are there right or wrong answers with this type of spiritual journey? No, there isn't. And can you screw it up? No. You can't screw up anything. The reasoning is because your other self is always part of you. So even if it appears as if they are finished and they're not responding, it feels like it's over. It's just time to put focus on the soulful version of you. That's all. It's time to step into that profound, inevitable version of you. Knowing what you deserve and believing in it, knowing that everything is energy, even people are energy, so you become less attached. What you want appears, so you start to trust the divine. You start to trust in its plan more than anything. And we think it's the numbers we see or in the way that we see them that our other self will just randomly appear, but inevitably it's in how we don't need to know what the result is, even if or when they return. But we stop believing in all of the other things we once believed in, switching things around, and in doing so our reality becomes the greatest gift the divine has for us, a gift in which we can't logically explain to anyone. But we can come to know that everything happens for a reason. Positivity grows, occasionally, silently, but we become a magnet of our twin flame when we begin to tap into this energy after great loss, tragedy, and what feels like God's wrath bringing you to your knees. But it is preparing you for something much greater than you ever imagined. So when the divine does this, it's traumatic, daunting. You feel the death inside of you, but it is truly the death that is needed for you to become this magnetic entity that walks the earth, attracting what is truly meant for you instead of chasing all the things you thought that were. Because this journey feels more complex in shedding someone you used to be, and you'll pull away from energetic vibrations from the past that do not belong or were never meant to move forward with you. You will let go of an old self in such a way that you aren't angry or upset anymore about all the things that transpired on the way. You lived, you learned, and you grew from all of them. Your twin flame also had to experience something as a result, perhaps parallel to you at one point in your life previously, especially if they are the matrix twin flame or younger than you. So whether or not you reunite with a person isn't the question you should be asking yourself at this point. It is who you are, how far you have come. It's looking back at all the things that passed you by and you realized that they were never meant for you, while you look forward to all the things that are. Your twin flame's love for you will always remain regardless of the time that passes, because they still wonder about you. They still love you uncontrollably and unconditionally as you align to your soulful path. They experience another version of awakening, but no, it isn't as harsh as a spiritual twin. They will experience a constant breakdown of themselves where there is nothing to run away from any longer, because no one is chasing them. You are on their mind, but not like before, where the energy is annoying, resistant, and overwhelming. It doesn't feel forced. But they begin to wonder about their divine counterpart after years apart. After the turmoil of the spiritual twin, there's more relief on the spiritual twin side, and their life begins to improve. They're not chasing their counterpart or obsessively thinking about them or adding to the previous energetical vibrations of the past. Their love remains, but it isn't forced and it isn't attached to outcomes or any type of conditional relationship. There's some peace for the spiritual twin. They begin to naturally let go. They stop thinking that they have to do anything or actively pursue something for a reunion to occur. They just have to simply be an unconditional spiritual being, stepping into their power, stepping into who they soulfully are. A spiritual twin, the one who is more in tune with their emotions, not only starts to trust the divine, but starts to build resilience through acceptance. Acceptance of the separation, the experience that has occurred on the journey, but accepting both the positive and the negative experiences. Embracing this creates strength and room for spiritual growth. After all, a spiritual twin flame is also leading the show. Because you are older in age, you represent the spiritual growth of this connection because it is a spiritual journey. Some may not know this entirely, but have been uniquely chosen to be a servant through the divine. Separation isn't permanent, but it is where you understand your true power. Instead, it is the love that is always there within you, never leaving you, always there. You will discover this power inevitably because it's part of the journey and it's part of who you are. And when your awakening begins, it won't happen right away, even when you first are meeting. But when it's time to awaken, your twin flame will trigger you like no tomorrow. They will return, triggering the parts of you that you thought you healed already, and then they will disappear. They will leave you wondering what went wrong. They will make you wonder about what all of this was meant to do to you, with no closure, with no way of truly knowing what happened and the logical reasoning behind it until it happens. The job you thought you would continue is pulled out from underneath you. A close family member is suddenly deathly ill, and a home you've always known is taken by the divine, and you are forced to enter into what appears to be the hardest times of your life. Where will your twin flame be? Nowhere near you. You want to stay. You want to try to see the logical side to it, but the further you push to see them, to fight for them, the further away they run from you, the further away they will be, and you have no choice but to walk away. The love you have for them still exists, even though you can't understand what is happening. You can't understand why you, a spiritual twin, are being tasked with this. You can't fathom what is happening or why your twin flame won't talk to you, because you feel you need direction. You feel lost. You feel as if there is no hope. You feel like not only have you lost everything you've ever known, but you've died. And truthfully, it is because you have. The divine takes these things away, not because you aren't worthy, but because they don't belong. You take a leap of faith, you take action, and you see signs of your twin flame everywhere. Their name, numbers, and confusion starts to set in, taking over you. Suffering absorbs you, and what is left of you is the emptiness of all the grief that this quote-unquote stupid journey has given you inside of your mind, taking away, stripping away the things that don't belong, but leaving out the part where it is and will be replaced with everything that is truly meant for you. And you become a strong spiritual warrior. You come to know that you will never have to chase nor beg, but allow your twin flame to come back to you in such a way that is eventful, mysterious, and a gift from the divine. Trusting the divine and knowing deeply that you will never have to do nor pursue anything in order for your twin flame to return. It isn't in the way we wait for them or put our lives on hold, but we continue living because they eventually come to terms within, just like you have. So, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, I'm Aura, and this is A Twin Flame Journey.